Okay. Um, the time is 5:09. The date is 4/16/2016. Um, this is my second senior capstone project video. Yeah. So what I intend to do is, or for my problem of addressing psychological trauma, is I intend on making a social media account addressing the issue and its effects in the long run, and how to identify some sort of this type of problem. Um, you identify this type of problem within a household, um, and I want to develop a questionnaire and get an understanding of what people know, and when they hear the word psychological trauma, and I want to compare the differences between older and younger people's responses, um, because I feel like there will be a difference when it comes to an age group. And the questions that I wanted to ask was, when you hear the words psychological trauma, what occurs first to you in your head? The second question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how relevant is psychological trauma to you? Would you believe? Oh, and number three is, would you believe that there is something possible for people to do that can make a difference when it comes to this? And four is, should this be a matter of national concern? And five is, would you consider psychological trauma an individual problem or a social problem? Um, I plan on interviewing about maybe 10 to 15 people, depending on the amount of adults I can get compared to younger people. And yeah, and if my well, that's it. So, all right, wish me luck. Yeah. And if the social media account goes right, then I guess I'll keep it up, posting facts and figures and sources and things you can do. You know, interesting facts that you can learn about it. Um, okay, so the time is about 9:30. Uh, the time is 9:30. The date is 4/20, 2016, and this is going to be the concluding part of my experiment, which is I asked a bunch of people some questions just to see what it is that they know and understand prior to me telling them about psychological trauma, and just to get an understanding of what it is that they know and how much they truly know. Yeah. So I polled only 6 people. I think that's only because I just couldn't. I tried to keep the questions as simple as possible so they wouldn't scare people away. Um, but I did get good response. I did get some good responses from these experiments. I got 3 of them were adults and 3 of them were like, in my age group, under 18. And what it was that I learned was that, by the most part, everyone answered along the lines of psychological trauma to them without some sort of explanation is some sort of fear or critical problem in someone's life which affects their personal life as they grow and as they become a fully developed adult. Um, getting getting numbers to see what it was on a scale of 1 to 10, how relevant was psychological trauma to them. I did get a couple of ones. I got a 0 and I got some 7s and 1 10. I got, like, yeah, someone with 1 10, they got a 10. And So that just gives me another level that people from different backgrounds experience this type of situation in a very different manner than the person next to you. Which goes that every person has a different story to tell. And for the third one was, would you believe that there is something that people can do to make a difference? And some said to seek help. Um, a couple of others who thought of it more as a personal, deeper connection thought of it as that there is nothing possible to do except to look for professional help. But you can, aside from that, you can there's not much you can do, but you can lower stress with family members or relatives or loved ones as to their trauma and the background of it. Um, so for the question of is psychological trauma a matter of national concern? A majority of them said, actually it was split. Four of them said it should be that yes, it should be a national concern due to how recently there's just a lot of trauma related incidents that are tragedies and can be prevented according to them. According to the people that I asked, there is something that can be done. Um, and two of them said no, it shouldn't because it does not concern society as a whole, but it it affects only individuals, which makes it more of a personal problem. And for the fifth one is, would you consider psychological trauma an individual problem or a social problem? People considered it mostly as an individual problem, and due to the fact that for some people it holds you down only just personally by yourself instead of affecting others. For other people, some said that uh, the problem itself is not that there is trauma, but what type of how deep the trauma is and how much it affects your personal life. And there was two people that said it was a more of a social problem, or it was related both. Actually, one of them, I'm sorry, one of them said that it is a social problem. That was it. That's all they said. They said it was just a social problem, and two of them said it's half and half. One, individuals can be connected to society, like their physical and mental state of mind, which can affect their perception of themselves and others. And also, they said that it is a social problem because depending on your environment and the way that you are raised, that can create a big outcome as to how um, you will be growing up, how you will be as an adult and as an adolescent, which can create your adult character. Um, I gave them the name of my social media site as to what it is and where it is. I'm going to post more facts. I gave them a little sheet. It was like a flashcard. Yeah, it was a flashcard, and it had information, it had sources, it had sources, and it had an explanation as to what it was that's on that directly stated site. So yeah, I think I did good. I hope I did good. Um, the only other thing I can do to help make this better is just to keep spreading the word through social media, because a lot of people have it, and yeah. So I want to say I had a great time filming this, and yeah, goodbye. Psychological trauma an individual problem or a social problem?
I think that psychological trauma is both an individual and a social problem. For example, individuals who are going through, who have insecurities or aren't comfortable with themselves, or even with their orientation, with their gender and whatnot. Those can be psychological traumas that they go through throughout their whole entire life. Uh, in terms of social trauma, uh, people that people can go through social trauma, with in terms of social trauma, that definitely exists as well. For example, people that surround themselves with other people that affect them in negative ways, or your significant other, even your parents, your friends, they can cause psychological trauma in different ways.
Thank you.